Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back. Bruchim Abam. We're continuing in Mishnah Berura Daf HaShavua. We began Siman Kuf Ches, and we're in middle of Seif Aleph. Let me just refresh your memory. The Mechaber in Siman Kuf Ches said that if somebody made a mistake or had extenuating circumstances, and he did not daven Shachris, he davens Mincha twice. The first one has to be his Chiyuv, and the second one is Tashlumin. However, let's say he flipped it, so he first davened the Tashlumim, and then he davened the Chiyuv. He's not Yotzei the Tashlumin, and he has to daven that Tashlumin again. And that is true anytime you need to daven the Tashlumin. The Mishnah Berura did say that if you're a Shliach Tzibur, you could be Yotzei your Tashlumim by saying Chazar Hashatz and be mechavein for yourself, for Tashlumin, and to moitzi someone who's not a baki. Now, we're up to the Mishnah Berura. I lost you?
In progress.
The Mishnah Berura in Sivkatan Daled said, and Sivkatan Hey said, that it's not enough to mechavein to hear a tefillah from the Shliach Tzibor. In other words, I have a good eitzah.
Rabbi Glatstein, I think you read it.
A good eitzah would be, instead of davening a tefillas tashlumin, what you could do is, you could be listen to the Shliach Tzibor. Why can't you be listen to the Shliach Tzibor? So the Mishnah Berura in Sivkatan Hey, we read this last time before the break, says that it's not enough to listen to the Shliach Tzibor, whether to listen for Mariv, let's say Shachris time, or Shachris, because they were not Mesakein Chazar Hashatz only for me, someone who's not a baki, not someone who is a baki who missed the tefillah. But b'diavad, if you wanted to use the Chazar Hashatz of Shachris to be Yotzei Mariv, you could do that, even though we hold that even b'diavad a baki cannot be Yotzei Chazar Hashatz. So for Tashlumin and Mariv, which is only Rishus, it's more lenient. Now, we're up to Sivkatan Vav. Harishayna Mincha. If you miss Shachris, the first tefillah you're going to daven is Mincha. Ki tzarch lahakdim tefillah shechai v'ashal l'tefillas hatashlumin. You're required to be makdim the tefillah which is an obligation to the one which is a makeup. Now, let's say you're davening Mincha twice. The first one you're going to say Shalom Rav, because Mincha you say Shalom Rav for Nosach Ashkenaz. But do you say Shalom Rav for Shachris? Yes. Even though you're making up a Shachris, but you're davening the Shachris as if it would be a Mincha. So you would say Shalom Rav. Likewise, if you're making up a Mariv Shachris time, you're going to say Sim Shalom. V'im hipich, if you flipped it, the Mechaber said you're not Yotzei. Says Mishnah Berura of Katan Zayin. Purest. Shahoista b'daiter shedei rishayna l'tashlumin. If you had in mind the first one should be Tashlumin lo yatsa. Why? To like tiknu rabbanan hashlama. The rabbis were not masakein makeup. Ela bezman hisaskus b'tefillah chiyuvis. Only while you're engaged in an obligatory tefillah v'lo kadim chayim, but not before. Okay, so it's only once you daven the obligatory tefillah, then you could add on the tefillah that's a tashlumin. V'yesh mefakt b'kin loimer. There are those who question this and they say, "Shein tzarch lachzor ulespalel." You don't have to go back and daven. Elam kein gila datoi befeirosh betfilasoi shashniya hi l'shem choiva v'rishon l'tashlumin. You only have what? You only have to go back. Kindly mute yourself. You only have to go back if you openly demonstrated that the first tefillah was for Tashlumin and the second one was for Chayva. How would you openly demonstrate that? Kagan Shematzah Shabbos. Let's say it's Matzah Shabbos. So you're supposed to be mavdil, and let's say you miss Mincha. So you're supposed to be mavdil in the first one for Mariv, and not mavdil in the second one. But this guy was not mavdil in the first one and was v'hivdil b'shniya v'lo hivdil b'shana k'mayshis bar. So there are those who say you only have to go back for davening out of order if you demonstrated openly that the first one was the tashlumin. That you blew it. That if you did the tashlumin first, it doesn't work. What would be better would be, so again, the guy missed mincha. He davened Marav twice. He had in mind the first one is going to be a tashlumin. His second one is a chiyuv. The chiyuv, he's yotzei. The tashlumin, he's not yotzei. He has to daven the tashlumin again. But it's better when he davens the tashlumin again. If I'm not obligated to daven a second time, if I'm not chayiv to daven a tashlumin, the tashlumin should be in a dava. Okay, fine. Lo yatsa. It doesn't matter why you said the tefillah is out of order, you're not going to be yotzei. Now, the tzarech lachsar, you have to daven it again. Now, let's say like this. You davened the second one as a tashlumin, and the first one as a chayva. V'ta b'shal chayva. And now you made a mistake. V'lo yamar ba talumata. You didn't say the same talmud of bracha, but even the tzarech lachzar, in a situation where you have to go back. You don't remember until after you said the second tefillah, which was tashlumin. Nevertheless, you would also the tashlumin. It's going to work to be a makeup. Yispal achar kach l'shem chayva, and then you'll daven it l'shem chayva. The avshat tefillah hachiyuvis b'tas hoisa. But you're not allowed to daven a tashlumin after a chiyuv, and here that the chiyuv was mistaken and it didn't count. No. Lo yamrinan kimandala yispala cloud damil in yazeh. Regarding this halacha, that you're not allowed to daven a tashlumin after a chayva, we don't say it's like you didn't daven. Mishum de b'kamakam be'esha hispalel hashniya l'tashlumin haya zman tefila. Because nevertheless, at the time that you daven the second one for tashlumin, it was a zman tefila. You hear the issue over here? The rule is you can only make up after an obligatory tefillah. So in this case, you did that. The problem is you messed up the obligatory tefillah. You forgot the same talmud of bracha. It's still okay. Because even though you'll have to daven it again, that's just a chiyuv that you have to daven again. But it was still a tefillah l'shem chayva. V'chein kol kiyotze b'zeh, she'espalel tefillah rishana l'chiyuva, v'taba, any similar case where you daven the tefillah, the first tefillah as a chiyuv, and you made a mistake. Sheshachach oyhoisif ba'oifen, you forgot or you added in a way. Shetzach lafzos spal, so you have to daven again. Because of Magen Giborim, the chalzem kivein beferish b'shniya l'tashlumin. This is all if you had explicit intention in the second tefillah for tashlumin. Avalim loy kivein, if you did not have kavana, toiv yoiser shetaloi hashniya l'shem chayva. If when you were saying that second tefillah, you weren't really thinking much, you were not mechavein explicitly, then you know what you should do? Let the second one count for the chiyuv, and then when you daven again, it's not to make up the chiyuv, it will be as a tashumim. By doing this, you will be yotzei l'chol hadeyos. So if you didn't explicitly have in mind that the second tefillah should be for tashlumin, then let the first tefillah, let that second tefillah be the chiyuv, and then the next one will be tashlumin, which is very interesting. What does this depend on? Reb Chaim, the Stipler says l'chara what this depends on is the famous machlokes Rabbeinu Yehuda and the Chachmei Provencia, that if you miss saying Yalav Yavai, did you not daven, or did you daven, you just didn't say Yalav Yavai? That's the famous machlokes. If you miss something that you needed to say, is it that you didn't daven at all? If it's like you didn't daven at all, then how could you say a tashlumin after a tefillah that's not a tefillah? But if it is a tefillah, you're just missing a haskara, then that would make more sense. Although I think you could still argue the case that even if forgetting the same Talmud Racha is not davening at all, still the tefillah after that could count as tashlumin, because you were saying the tashlumin at a time that you were oisek in tefillah chiyuvis. Although you may not have gotten credit for the tefillah chiyuvis, but you were still being oisek in the tashlumin at the time that you were saying a tefillah chiyuvis. Okay, sif beis. Tav lo yisval mincha. If you made a mistake and you didn't daven mincha, mispalel arvis shtayim. You should daven marav twice. Harishayna arvis, the first one marav, ashniel tashlumin. Tav lo yisval arvis. You made a mistake and didn't daven marav. Misal shachris shtayim. You daven shachris twice. Harishayna shachris. The first one shachris, vashniel tashlumin, and the second one to make a makeup. So in other words, you missed marav. You daven shachris twice. The first one shachris, the second tashlumin. La'achar she'omer yoitzer u'shmayna esrei brachos. So what should you do? After you say yoitzer v'archoshech, the brachos kriyishma, and shmayna esrei, you say ashrei, and then daven shmayna esrei l'tashumei arbis. V'achar kach yisrael shmayna esrei l'tashumei arbis. Also, v'chein kishem mispalel arvis shayim. If you're davening marav twice because you missed mincha, mishum shlo yisrael mincha yomer ashrei ben tefillah tefillah. Don't just go straight into the tashlumin. What we should do is daven marav, then say ashrei, then daven mincha. Says the Mishna Berura, shachar shtayim. So you didn't daven mincha, you daven marav twice. You didn't daven marav, you daven shachris twice. Now we know you're not allowed to eat before shachris. Are you allowed to eat in the morning before making up marav? Nope. You can't eat in the morning before making up marav. There's no din you're now to eat before mincha. There's no din you're now to eat before marav. There's a isser to eat before davening. Lo yisaychlo al adam. According to the Rambam, it might be doiraisa. In these hotels where they give, omelets and French toast and waffles and cake, it's a very, very great mitzvah to go there. So you could be mekayim the mitzvah doiraisa of not eating. When else do you have such an opportunity? Just like, let's say you would pass by McDonald's, you would not eat McDonald's even before mincha or before marav. Likewise, don't say in the Alta Haim they ate, I don't care what they did in the Alta Haim. You're now to eat before shachris. I'm so weak, I'm so tired. Hal, get a life. What? You didn't eat for 30 days that you have to eat before? No, you're not. You have enough reservoir. I'm telling you, you have enough reservoir in you that you could last a shachris without eating omelets or even eating cake. But not only you're now to eat before shachris, you're also now to eat before mariv, if you have to make up a mariv in the morning. Also, the kfar higia zmana, because this man came. If you began to eat before the tashlumin, you don't have to interrupt. Even if you already started eating, you have to stop. Because there's a separate din. The second din is, aside from the fact that you really should not have eaten before the second tefillah, you also want to juxtapose the second tefillah to the first tefillah, because we said they're only masaking the tefillah at a time that you're being oisik in the tefillah chiyuvis. La'achar she'omer yotzer. So after you say yotzer, it's a loimer. Shelo yafsik lechila beineim b'shum davar. Meaning, do not interrupt between the chiyuv tefillah and the tashlumim for anything. Vafilu b'limadas, you're not even allowed to learn. Ki tefillas hashlama tzarich liyas ba'oid she'oisik tefillas hachiyuvas. The makeup is only while you're engaged in the obligatory tefillah. Mikamakam nearly the chazaras hashatz shel tefillah hachiyuvas mutar shmaikan. You're allowed to listen to chazaras hashatz. The zem mikri adayin oisik b'tefillah. Chazaras hashatz is part of Shemana Esrei. Va'ayin lel b'silim mem zayin siv zayin masha kasavnu sham b'vir halacha b'shema arzarua. Rabbi say we'll hold over here. Good to see everybody back, and please pray that this year actually came out, because there were many mastinim, makachigim, and let's see if we'll see what happened. Have a good day, everyone.